So you're thinking about moving to Destin, Florida, and you love that beach lifestyle, but you want it at an affordable price, right? Navarre might be that paradise for you. That's where we are today here on Navarre Beach. You won't believe some of the homes that you can find under $500,000. Come on, I'm gonna go ahead and show you. I've got two of them that may blow your mind on exactly what you can get for affordability here. And even more than that, we are gonna take you through and show you some of the best features and have immediate access to this. And I also have a treat for you here at the end where I'm gonna go over one of the newest homes and best valued waterfront properties. You're gonna love this. If you wanna live here on the Emerald Coast, on the beach, but you want it without those busy crowds and the Destin price tag, you can find a home here in Navarre. I know the problem is that if you go to Destin, you look at the new construction, it's super scarce and it comes with a hefty price tag, right? Buyers realize here in Navarre that you get the same type of beach. Actually, this is a better beach in my personal opinion. You still get that same sort of lifestyle, but for way less, and you don't have to pay for parking. Now, Navarre is growing. There's so much infrastructure and everything else going on in here. New construction, new developments, everything that you'd want. So I've worked with plenty of buyers here, but they really don't want to pay that 6 or close to 7-figure shock for like 30A or Destin. So I'll show you where in paradise that you could move to, complete with the sun, the sand, and all the space without sacrificing your big budget here. And who wouldn't want to go here? Like, this is a double red flag today, but it's absolutely gorgeous, right? I am a local agent here. I've been here for a while. I've helped hundreds of families find their homes here on the Emerald Coast. And I can tell you firsthand that Navarre is one of the best kept secrets for affordable beach housing. Now in this video, I am gonna go through 2 homes that have some charm, some character, and embody really what Navarre is all about. So we'll talk about price, we'll talk about the neighborhoods, we'll talk about everything that you need to know, what the vibe is like. So come on, let's go check it out. Hey guys, so I'm excited to show you the first home that we have today. There are so many new features coming with this. This is a 2019 build. That's right, I always got my hefty cheat sheet here, or trusty rather. And what we're gonna be going through in here is some awesome features. Some of the things that I'm excited to show you here, there's a custom bathroom that's in here. There's plenty of counter space and all the sort of things that you would expect in a 2019 here in Navarre. So we're gonna go inside, come check this out, and I think you guys are gonna love it. This is one of those properties that we're gonna show you what you can find under 500,000. So we'll give you the exact price and all the stats once we get through here. All right, come on in, let's go. All right, so as we first get into this home, what you'll notice first is an amazing AC. So you guys can't feel it, but as soon as I came through this door, you could tell that this is a really good updated AC unit because it was just so nice from the Florida heat right now. My goodness, that feels amazing. But what you can see here is we've got the custom tile coming in through the doorway and then goes to luxury vinyl. Now, one of the nice things that I want to show you here is the builder for this property really put in a lot of details for this build. So let's walk through it just to give you an idea. Now, this home is vacant, so you have to imagine where the furniture is going to go, but we're really going to dive deep into the features of this home. Now, this is really nice as we go into the open living area. You have recessed lighting, and then you have that rope lighting, and this is a double tray ceiling. This is also in the master, of course, what I'm going to show you here in a minute. But there is just a lot of detail. This feels like it's brand new because it kind of is. It was really treated pretty well. But yeah, we'll get through this here in a minute. So we have over here, that's the master. That would be our eating kitchen area. And look there's tons of snacks and stuff over here. Ooh. I can guarantee that one of those things is going to be missing when I leave. All right. But it looks like we kind of walked in when they were going to do an open house here. But as you can see, there's lots of counter space. Lots of counter space. We'll go back into this kitchen to show you. It's one of the main features that I'm going to show you here. Some of the things that I think really stand out in this home are going to be that master bath. We'll go in here in a moment. The double trays that we talked about just here, the dual vanities, you're gonna love to see that. And of course, this amazing flooring, but there's more and more to come. So let's go back here. So we're gonna head over into the split bedroom, which of course is the 2 bedrooms over on this side. Actually, it could be 3 bedrooms. And here's another cool thing. Did you notice about this closet? That's right, there's a light in here. Woohoo! Now, we don't always get those in most of these constructions. It doesn't always have a light, even with new construction. So, you know, especially if these are bigger closets, you're gonna wanna have that a little bit extra when, when you live here. We're gonna go to the left side of the house and go into the split bedroom. Okay, so it is 3 bedrooms. We got 2 down here. We've got the bathroom and of course the other in a hall closet. So let's go ahead and venture down and we'll get into the first bedroom down here. Now, I always love the split bedroom concept, and the main reason because of it, especially if you've got kids and they've got these other bedrooms, actually takes you away from sharing a wall with them. And it allows a little bit more privacy on the one side. Now, if you got roommates or things like that, that also makes a big difference as you kind of have your own side of the house. But let's go check this out. All right, so first things first, you'll see that it does have carpet in here. Not uncommon that you see. It's got that orange peel. It's got textures walls throughout this property. And guys, if you are curious about the specifics, we're going to talk a lot more about the specifics of the property, the price, and everything else, okay? So let's move into this closet here. So standard size closet that you're going to find in these homes. Does it have a light? Yes. Did Tim turn it on? No, he didn't. All right. Okay. So that's the first bedroom. And then right here to the left is another one. Now this one's slightly bigger. Most of these, since you can't see the furniture in here, is going to fit a queen bed, nightstand on either side, and usually a dresser. And that will fit pretty well in here, but you're not gonna have room for much else. Now these are also really good sized rooms for the office, especially the front of the house, because that's where you're gonna get most of your natural light. I'm not talking about the beer. As you can see, it does kind of go off a little bit here to the right. So these are deeper than the actual width of the door. And these doors are actually really big. Like, they're pretty wide. I don't know if you can really tell in the photo, but all these doors within here are pretty wide. Now these are taller ceilings too. It really opens this space up for the amount of space that it does have. And if you are curious what the square footage is, it is 2,177 square feet is what we're going to be walking through here today. So let's go into the bath. This is my favorite part. One of them is dual vanities. For those people that don't speak real estate, that just means 2 sinks, all right? All right, but these dual vanities, the separate mirrors, and everything else that comes in with this looks gorgeous. This is the same countertop that we had in the kitchen, and it's got the same tile that we had in the entranceway. Now, I do love these cabinets as well. Lots of storage under here. And those, did you see that? Here, I'll do one more time, just in case. Those are soft closed doors, right? So no slamming cabinets around. It's really nice, okay? So this is actually pretty long. I'm not sure if you can really tell, but obviously there was dual vanities. And you have your standard tub shower combo. Now, this tub shower combo is really lame in comparison to what we're about to go see in the master. I'm super excited for you guys to see that. But let's see the other bedroom before we head over there. All right, another standard size bedroom. This is about the same square footage. These are all similar as far as the square footage goes. I think this one appears to be just a bit smaller on the back side here, but overall pretty good. And what you can anticipate in this price range. And of course, at the end, we do have a linen closet. This one, however, does not have a light. Oh no, making me a liar, guys. But there's plenty of light here in this hallway. That would make a huge difference. All right, so let's head over here. We are in this very large open area that will house your family room, living room, and of course over here with those big the set of three windows over here is pouring in a ton of natural light. And you see it's some interesting chandeliers that they have out here, but right under here is where you would see that big long table or little table, depending upon what you need. But there is just a ton of room here. Ton of room. You could get one of those big long ones that you would use for Thanksgiving. That's going to fit under there just fine. But again, like lots of natural light pouring into this and really just makes this entire place really pop, right? So we'll go back into the kitchen. We'll save that for second to last, but I want to show you the master because this is actually my favorite feature. Well, at least the master bath is, because there's nothing in here. All right, so we're gonna head up and see that we've got another dual tray. Now, you may seem like, hey, that seems like a little much, but it really makes it stand out. You know, it's got plenty of extra lighting. It's got that rope lighting. So if you need some mood lighting in your master, you could just turn off some of the others. Having the fans in here makes a huge difference. It just, it can get hot. It can certainly get hot around here. Just kind of showing you, this is huge. It doesn't have carpet. And this you could easily put in a king bed and all the different dressers and things that two people would have, or just one person that has a lot of stuff, right? And now we're gonna head into the master. So let's go into the master bath. You tell me which ones are gonna be the best for you. What do you really enjoy here? Okay, look at, we've got that custom tile that goes all the way around. That's right, it even goes up the wall. And even this granite looks very similar to it. Look how that pops. Already excited about this, right? So the first thing that we're looking at here is what they're gonna call a garden tub. And you can find most of these will have a garden tub. The difference between a garden tub and the ones that have jets is, well, one's got jets and one's doesn't. But this is really deep, custom built. You can see that you could really decorate this out really well. There's plenty of space on the side here. And it just, you know, it doesn't feel like it's crowded either. Like it was designed specifically for this type of bathroom, okay? Over here too, we have our dual vanities. This is actually kicked out a little bit more, if you see. So you have some extra counter space in the center as well for storage, which is pretty unique, right? So whoever in your household has the most stuff on the counter, they'll really enjoy that. I'm not going to say who it is in my household because I know she watches these videos. Okay, coming over here is the shower as well. This is actually one of my favorite features. So this does have, as you can see, there's two control knobs. That's because there's two shower heads in here, and it just looks really great. They do have a little bit of an extra lip down here to go ahead and keep the water from coming and spilling out. You will see some other ones that don't necessarily have this, and it's more of an accessible one, and then that's graded down, and they work pretty well, but if there's any plugs or overflows, like it becomes a mess. Interesting feature here that you'll see, there's actually a cutout here, you know, for all the shower items that you'll use, as well as there's actually a lip here to put those things on as well if you would like to. And you know, it's hard not to notice that you have that big old piece of glass, so it's not splashing over. So if you have somebody else over here, it's going to be harder to splash them. Okay, we have fun. All right. And then of course you have your separate area for your commode. I'm always a big fan of this, where you can close this off. Now, another part here is there's a dip in here. And what would go here, Tim? Well, you have an option to maybe put a laundry basket or something in here. I believe that this is what it was built out for, or put some additional storage. Okay. Now, another part that I think is really ideal in here, of course, you have this awesome master bath, but you noticed when we went in there that there wasn't a closet, right? The closet's actually here in the master. Again, one of the things that makes it really look cool. In here is a big walk-in closet, right? And they put in all of these pre-built cabinets in here that are obviously attached. You have lots of drawers and everything else. So even though I said that you could put all the dressers in the other master, there's no need to. Like, look at all the different places that you can put this in here. And all of this stuff, guys, is adjustable, right? So if you want to put 2 racks on here, move these things around, you really can. But there's just so much that you can do with this. So no matter how many clothes or shoes, all right, I got a quick story about shoes, but no matter what you have in here, it looks like you're gonna have plenty of space. All right, so as we're moving on, we're gonna go back through, but I have to tell you a story. Early on in my career here in Florida, we were showing a house, and no bigger than this room right here, this master bedroom, we saw an entire room filled with shoes. And you're like, oh, Tim, that's just shoes on the floor right down here. No, they had racks taller than me, and I'm only 5'8". So like, it was probably 6 foot tall, and it filled the room as if you were going into a shoe store. Ladies, who needs that many shoes? Oh my goodness, all right? By the way, if you have that many shoes and you can justify, put it in the comments below, because I'd love to hear it. I really would. Okay, let's move on. And especially if you're that person that I walked into, I want to have a conversation. Okay, so let's go into the kitchen. Now, we also have here in the kitchen, again, you have the granite countertops. I'm a big fan of these. All right, you want to know why I love this color? Because it hides a lot of the dirt and grime that's on there. Guys, you know what I'm talking about, so it doesn't constantly look dirty. This exact one down here is what I've got over in my house, and it's wonderful. The wife complains about it, but whatever. So it always looks clean. That's my whole point. It always looks clean, all right? And what we have the cabinets. It does have some of the crown molding at the top too. Now that's another thing that we didn't really talk about too much, is that this entire home has that crown molding, right? It's even got crown molding on the trays, and really makes it look nice. So if you're gonna do that, why not put it on your cabinets? And that's exactly what they did, okay? But there's a lot of storage for this and a good amount of counter space as well. I love these 2 cutouts that we have over here on the other side. Obviously, we have this all stainless steel. This is pretty standard, what you're gonna get at this price point. This is electric. There's no gas here, although you may be able to get it, specifically in this place in Navarre. But I love the 2 separations. This could be the coffee bar, you have your toaster and stuff over here, or however you want to build this out. I just like the separation versus that one long countertop. And then we have a good amount of counter space here. It's got the dual sinks. And if you guys have watched my videos in the past, you know that I'm a big fan of the farmhouse sinks that you can put in. There's just one, mainly because, you get those big old pots and pans, and I want to wash them out because I cook quite a bit, and I like to be able to put them in there. But if you guys like the dual, whatever, this is going to be perfect. You can change it out later. Matter of fact, if you do like the dual versus the farmhouse sink, which is that one big one, put it in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. All right. The biggest part here that I do enjoy as well is that you have all the access into the room. So you can't really see it from now, But you could have the TV over on this wall or on that wall, and most of the time you're going to be entertaining, right? So you have the bar, you can have a couple of people here, family members here eating at the bar, or over here you can imagine that's where you're going to have the table where everybody's going to congregate. But the good news is that you can still carry on a full conversation, watch what's going on in the living room, and still really enjoy this for, you know, only 2,000 square feet. And then of course we have a pantry. This is a good sized pantry in here, right? It's really important that we get a pantry. If you've ever lived in a place that didn't have a pantry, oh my goodness. So I know I've said this in previous videos, but I did one time move into a home in Dayton, Ohio. It was actually West Carrollton, but it was an older home, and we moved into it and it had just been redone, right? We didn't notice because we were just overtaken by all the cool little features and everything that was done. But we noticed that there wasn't a pantry. So I wasn't used to it, but these cabinets had to have food in it now, right? And this is just how we lived. And then I was just like, from now on, I can't do it. We've got to have one of these pantries where the food goes, so I got enough stuff to put all the dishes and, you know, everything else that we own that helps us cook, right? So, yeah, it is what it is. So again, guys, if you are looking for something like this and you need some help, if you're looking for something specific and need some advice like I just had given there, reach out to us. We can help you find that perfect home. Give us a call or a text. Okay, so let's go into the laundry room. And this is really nice because there's an inside laundry room, right? And this is a pretty good size for it. And this is the entry into the garage. Now, some of the older homes that you're going to find in here, oh, look, there's couches. Hey, free couches. All right. Most of the time, like with these older homes, you're going to find that the washer and dryers actually was an afterthought and was put here in the garage, right? So that seems like it'd be okay, but I'll tell you right now, from being inside there to in this garage, I'm already sweating. All right, like it's hot in here. So you can imagine what that does if you have your washer and dryer already out here and have to deal with that every time that you need to do laundry. It probably, and I can tell you, it does wreak havoc on how long those washer and dryers are going to last, just because of the extremes in temperature that can get into these garages. So going in here, having this inside is a huge convenience. You don't have to go out there, right? And be good to go. So let's just show it one more time here. All right, so you guys had asked for it. I am now going to deliver. What sort of home did we go through today? So this home is currently listed at $475,000. That's right, that's where this one is. That is 2,177 square feet. We saw 4 bedrooms, 2 full baths, done very, very well. And it was built in 2019. So you're gonna get these features and much more when you move into a home just like this. So one other thing that I want to show you before we move on to the next treat that I have for you, and I'm super excited to show you that one. We do have a waterfront home that's actually under the minimum, which you're going to find something on the water. Very unique home. But I want to show you outside real quick just to see what one of these lots looks like. Let's go. All right, so you see most of these are going to have these covered decks. Now a lot of times too, people will add a screened in area to this concrete deck, which is actually really advantageous because we do have things called Florida bugs that around sunset could drive you mad. But this is what your outdoors area is going to look like. This specific one's got this nice little storage unit out here and a very manageable lot that we have here. This one's just shy of a 1/4 acre. Most of the time in these neighborhoods, you're going to see everything on a 1/2 acre. But you'll see over here on this side of the house, just your standard lawn. Now this one also too features some energy saving devices here, some solar panels. And that, of course, can be included most of the time in most of your purchases. Almost always, the seller is going to pay these things off prior to you purchasing on. So some really good energy savings that you can find with that. If you want more information on solar panels and the pros and cons of it, please reach out to myself and my team. I would love to have a conversation to you about that, whether that's a good idea or not. So if you're looking at houses with solar panels versus not, let's see what we can do to help you out there. Okay, so the next house that we have here is a waterfront property. This one's actually really unique as it's only 780 square feet, which of course we just went through one that was just over 2,000. But the key thing here is what you see behind me, right? This is waterfront property and it isn't $1 million. Heck, it's not even half of that, which I will tell you here in a little bit. But let's go ahead and check out some of the features of this home and why this is super cool. All right. So as we come up, this is on stilts. Of course, we'll go down and check that out. But here's the front porch. Is a semi wraparound front porch. But down here, you're going to see where the dock is. Now, you do have access to the Pensacola Bay. However, you just have to make sure that you can get clearance under that bridge over there. So it is waterfront and does have access here. But this is really nice laid back area, big area that also overlooks, as you can see, Route 87. All right, so let's take a peek at this. This is a newer construction. This is in 2024 is when this was built out. But let's go ahead and check out inside. All right. So some things to notice right away. We all have hardwood floors throughout here. This is the same sort of wood that was made throughout here. Now we also have the recessed lighting here and beautiful kitchen, which we'll go back to. But really, really nice. So over here on the right side, you'll see that we have these custom shutters, and this is to kind of block out the one thing that isn't great about this property is its proximity to 87. But really nice. These are storm grade windows that we have here. And moving on into this side, we have an area with some bunk beds. Right? So this is bedroom number 1 with a big old window. Right, and that's part of the porch. And of course we have a closet here. Now coming into here, you're like, oh, that's just another closet. But here's the nice thing is you actually do have a washer and dryer setup in this unit, which is super nice for something this size. And then of course we're gonna come back to the kitchen, but let's take a look and peek inside the other bedroom. All right, so this one's a little bit bigger than the one next door. We do have a larger closet on this side as well. And we'll take a peek in here just to take a look. And plenty of room. It actually goes pretty high in here as well, just in case you're looking to stack some things on top. Now, I will say that this will comfortably fit a queen size bed with its other parts, you know, as far as the tables, the nightstands, and probably a dresser in this room. But really, it's not the bedrooms that take the cake here. It is this kitchen. Now you can see that it is custom done kitchen in here. It's got these huge windows. Like, I don't know if you can really tell, but these are ginormous windows. Yeah, I said ginormous, right? The island here is also a block type. So we got the wood block, cutter's block, whatever you want to call it here, and really, really well done, really well crafted. And this is all custom that they've done in here. Now the cabinets, they're all soft close cabinets. They all are giving the look of a cabinet or cabin feel. And we do have tile for the backsplash, and these are all stainless steel appliances. Now, one thing to notice too is this is actually gas. So they have gas to this unit to cook, especially if you're looking for that. But it has all the appliances that you'd be looking for in a Florida home. So you've got your microwave, your range, stove, and we do have a dishwasher and a pretty cool refrigerator over there. Now in here, we do have the single sink. And this is a granite countertop that you're seeing throughout here. So even though with the smaller amount of space, it just looks gorgeous, right? This is a nice maybe second home that you may be looking for. This will probably rent out pretty well with an Airbnb crowd, especially with access to the water. Just really nice. So again, just kind of showing you, we do have the soft close in here, all custom done. Hardwood floors, and heck, check out this, right? This refrigerator still got all the tape and everything in it, so never used. And this is your cabinet pantry, pretty deep back here for everything that you're looking for. All right, and we're gonna check out the one full bath that we have here. This is a custom bath that they put together. As you can see, they've got the cultured marble in there, and they continue to use what they originally had for their single vanity as the granite countertop that we had in the kitchen. So really nice setup that they have in here. Still kind of goes with that same sort of cabin feel to it. It's got the custom flooring that they do throughout here, and just absolutely gorgeous. So we've got the single shower head, all stand-up shower, custom shower. It's got two little built-out areas within here. Just really something. So funny enough, this home wasn't even supposed to go for sale. This was a custom build that an owner wanted, and then just really couldn't handle the stairs to get up here. So here we are. This one's now on the market. So we'll take a quick detour down so that we can check out the thing that you really want to see, which is the waterfront part here, and kind of tour around here. So let's head down that way. And as you can see down here from the ground level, we have this big property here on stilts. Obviously, this is to avoid the flooding possibly that can come from the river. And this is going to allow you to get reasonable insurance for something like this. So let's go ahead and check it out and see what the ground level is all about here. Yeah. All right, so off here to the right was the stairs, getting you up to the top level. And you can see that there's going to be plenty of light down here. Off to the left is a big old storage unit that they put in here for any of the water toys, such as a canoe, like you can see down here. You can see that they've put down some of that cement board, really to allow the erosion from just time being here in Florida to mitigate that as well. And it's got quick access up here to Highway 87, which is super nice. So down here you can see that here's the dock that we have. And by the way, when we do say gas, this is where the gas came from inside, so it has its own separate tank. And it does have an elevated parking pad. All right. The one thing that we really are paying for is access to this water right here onto the river, right? So you have a covered dock out here, which is going to be perfect if you like to go out fishing. Also, if you want to launch your kayak, your paddleboard, or canoe, or whatever you want, you can do that from here. You could even get, maybe not a big boat, but you could probably get one of the smaller, lower profile boats in order to get out there, maybe a pontoon or something to be able to go. So you still have to get under this bridge, right, to be able to get out to the bay. But as soon as you do, there's not going to be any other obstacles getting you from there. So just kind of see, here's the home here from the bottom level. And this is a little bit better to see the true workmanship that went into this home. Again, this was built for somebody's personal property, but they just couldn't handle the stairs. So really, really an opportunity for those to get in here. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about this property. As I promised, I was going to give you all the details that you need to know about getting into here. So this one actually is at $569,000, which is pretty impressive to get on the water anywhere here on the Emerald Coast, especially here in Navarre. It is a 2-bedroom, 1 full bath, as we showed you before, and it was built in 2024. It does have a Renai, which is that immediate hot water, which is nice, and it has gas. So these are just some of the things that you can look for. Now, most of the time, if you're going to be looking for waterfront properties, those are going to be ranging somewhere around, especially here in Navarre, at least 800,000, if not north of that, most of which are going to be $1 million or better to get in those waterfront zones. But out here, it's very tranquil. And it's really nice, especially if you look back here. It's literally kind of like that living on the river sort of feel to it, because you literally are, right? And you do have this wonderful elevated brand new structure here behind us as well. And here you'll be able to mitigate any of the water flow. Obviously, that thing's sitting up pretty high and be able to enjoy, just having a nice home away from home, if this is where you're going to go, or if you like your economic living and you like the teeny homes sort of style. This isn't really that teeny, but definitely have some opportunity there. So this is what we have for you guys. If you're looking for waterfront properties, if you're looking for any of these other properties, feel free to reach out to us. We've got your back. We can talk about what those prices look like, what you're actually looking for, what that budget entails, and we can get you into something like this or anything else that you're looking for right here on the Emerald Coast. It's a drone following me. Let's try that again. So let's talk a little bit about Navarre. Back in the last census in 2020, there was around 42,000. It's estimated now to be closer to 43 to 44,000 people. Now, when you come here, it's going to be a lot more of that whole sort of beachfront sort of living. When we talk about Navarre specifically, we talk more about its location, because it used to not have all these different amenities around it. It actually used to just be just a lot of these single family homes sitting on, quarter to half acre lots. Right? And it was mostly residential with a couple of grocery stores. But that's just not the case anymore. We have a ton of new things around here, a lot of more infrastructure, more restaurants. There's even a brewery, actually there's a couple now. It's really the happening place to go. However, as far as location is concerned, you're halfway between Pensacola and Destin. So those are the big centers that most people want to go out to. There's tons of stuff to do, but you have this area to yourself and really kind of get that sort of beachfront family living. Navarre Beach is actually been quoted as one of the most relaxing beaches in the entire state of Florida. And it is absolutely, I know we saw that earlier, but we absolutely really love this beach here. Really, there's a whole lot of outdoor and just really just the water sports that we have here. Talk about snorkeling, you could talk about boating, because you have access to the intercoastal waterway as well as off to the Gulf. You do have fishing, you have everything else that doesn't have that big high surf that's also with this. So that's something else to keep in mind when coming here to this area. Now, it still does have that small town vibe that you're going to get around here. Quite honestly, I love it. It's got a bit of the military mixed in with the southern atmosphere that we get, like the South, that we're going to get from Alabama, since we're basically in lower Alabama. And we get so many different people that move here from so many different parts that it's really, really interesting to be part of this community. So really that small town vibe and just the just the vibe of the people is super great. Now the weather, yeah, it's hot out right now. You're expecting around the 80s most of the time, in the 90s, but it's really not the temperature. It's just darn humidity that kills us out here. But the winters are pretty mild. We're talking sometime around 45 to 50 is what we see on average. But really at the end of the day, Navarre is really sort of paradise, especially for those that just don't want to be in the thick of things, but still want to be close, right? So if you're looking to relocate here, guys, give us a call, give us a text, and let's set up a quick consultation, see what we can do to help you out. All right, guys.